Hey there, my name is Lexi, and thank you so much for joining me for another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the basic things you should know about a song, as far as what to call certain pieces of a song so you can better communicate with your engineer and better communicate when you want to make changes when you're in your studio session. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I've had a few clients and been in a few sessions that have been kind of difficult and honestly quite frustrating and irritating because the artist won't know how to express to me what it is they want to change in their song. They'll just say, go back to that one part I just did, or let's do that over. So I decided to make this video as an educational kind of thing to help all of us better be able to understand each other and to have our sessions run more smoothly. So if this is something you're interested in, stay tuned. The reason why I decided to make this video is because I've had one too many sessions where a client will come in and they cannot articulate to me or communicate to me what they want to change, what they want to do in their song when they come into the studio. So I figured this would be a perfect educational opportunity for anyone else who may not know what to call certain things in the song, and it'll help your session go by smoothly whenever you do decide to either book your first session, or it'll help your future sessions run smoothly because you'll know the lingo and the terms to say to the engineer to make changes quicker, basically. So I'm just going to run through a few basic terms that you might hear in your session, and yeah, let's go through with it. So I actually did a video similar to this one called Parts of a Song. I think it's part 1 and part 2. I'll link it in the little thing. The bubble will show up in the corner of the screen on one of these sides, probably this side. So I was describing the different parts of a song, what a hook is, what a verse is, a bridge, but that was more so from a songwriting perspective and how to organize your song when you are writing, assuming that you organize your song at all, right? And basically explaining the structure of a song and how you can play with the structure of a song depending on your emotion or depending on what kind of song you're trying to make. This video is different because I'm actually going to talk to you about what certain things are called while you're in the recording process so you can better relate to your engineer. So let's just jump right into it. First thing I want to talk about is the hook. The hook is going to be the catchiest part of the song. It's going to be the part that repeats throughout maybe 2 to 3 times, and it's basically the hook of the song, which is meant to grab people's attention, and it basically sums up the topic of the entire song or the gist of the entire song. That's what a hook is. The hook should probably be the most energetic. It should have the most emotion. It should give off the best delivery if nothing else in the song does. And it's really your opportunity to grab the attention of your listener, because that's the thing that's going to be repeated. It's the thought that you want people to hold on to after they finish listening to a song, or it's the thing that keeps somebody coming back to continue listening to the song, to keep listening to the song, because it's a hook. That's what the job is supposed to do. So now let's talk about the verse. So if the hook is going to be the catchiest part of the song, the part that grabs the listener's attention and keeps the listener wanting to come back to keep listening to the song over and over again, the verse is going to be like the meat, the body of the song. That's going to be setting up the storyline. It's the longer part of the song, but it doesn't repeat the way that a hook does. It just gives you everything building up to what the main thought of the hook is. So that's going to be the verse, setting up the storyline and building up the listener to the hook. Next common thing you'll hear, in and outs. In and out is literally exactly what it sounds like. You are literally weaving in and out of a song, or weaving in and out of the words, weaving in and out of the phrases. So you're basically, the best way I can describe it is saying every other word or saying every other line. I'm going to show you an example of what an in and out is later on in the video, but that's what an in and out is. You're weaving in and out of the lyrics, like audibly saying it in and out of the song, of the verse, of the hook. I wish I was more eloquent saying that, but All right, the next thing you might hear is a double. Now a double, you may as well call it like a verse 2 or like a lead as well, because, and I'll get into what a lead is, but a double is basically just whatever you said in your verse, whatever you said in your hook, you say it the exact same way a second time, and it's supposed to add more body to whatever lead vocals it is you put down. It's supposed to add more fullness to it and make it sound bigger instead of just one thin audio track. So that's why a lot of rappers will put doubles into their verses, because it makes the verse, or it makes the hook, sound bigger and not so thin. The next thing is going to be ad-libs. Ad-libs are extra vocals. They weren't planned, they weren't written. It's more like a feeling. It could be sound effects, it could be repetitions of the word. Well, no. In my opinion, an ad-lib is not a repetition of the word. That's a delay or an echo. An ad-lib is going to be like an unplanned phrase or word or feeling or some kind of sound that's said in the dead spaces of the song. So it's not something that you want to repeat the lines of the verse. You don't want to repeat the hook. It's not something that you want to say completely different words over the hook, because you don't want it to overpower. Ad-libs are meant to add more excitement into the song, and it's meant to fill up any dead space so that you're not losing energy, basically. So you know how some songs do it for, like, on purpose, when they want you to have a certain emotion come out, like when the song wants you to stay calm, basically. But other songs, you don't want to lose that hype energy, so you have to make sure there aren't dead spaces where nothing is being said, because sometimes that's really boring. So basically, the ad-libs, you put it in those dead spaces where nothing else is going on, and that keeps the energy of the song going, and it keeps the listener's attention. So now, background vocals. Backgrounds can be, honestly, ad-libs would be considered backgrounds, doubles would be considered backgrounds, in and outs would be considered backgrounds. It's just a way to classify the prominence of certain vocals or certain sounds in a track. A background, it's like back, pushed back. Now on the reverse side, leads are going to be what lead the song. It's what stands out the most. It's the loudest track in the song, because that's what's supposed to get the most attention. The lead is the main vocal line of the hook. It's the main vocal line of the verse. It's basically the topmost track, the most heard track. That's what a lead is. So yeah, a lead can be verse, it can be hook. It's just describing where the lyrics sit within a song. A lead is going to be more prominent, so you can hear it clearer and louder. A background is going to be pushed back more so in the background, behind the leads, underneath the leads, because it's not supposed to have as much attention as the lead. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now that I've explained to you these basic terms of how to name certain things or what to call certain things when you are recording your song, I'm going to give you a live demonstration. Can I say live, since this is technically recorded? But I'm going to give you a demonstration of what each of these things is, what it is, and what it sounds like to do these things. I'm going to be using the song Thug Style by Sierra. I'm going to be doing a cover for that, and just take you through what each piece of the song is, and also kind of how I record music when I do things for myself or when I do these cover requests. So let's get right into it.
like you need me. Hurry, 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 got 10 minutes. Looking at my clock, it's about that time. I've been waiting on you for a long, long time. I don't mind if you make me, 'cause I'ma keep your love on. You change the game, I like your thug style. When I'm around you, you always make me smile. Like you need me. Hurry, 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 got 10 minutes. Tuck, where you at? Looking at my clock, it's about that time. Knock, there you is. I've been waiting on you for a long, long time. I don't mind if you make me, 'cause I'ma keep your love on. You change the game, I like your thug style. When I'm around you, you always make me smile.
Okay, so now you've gotten a breakdown of what to call each track in your song, as far as what each thing is called, each thing that you're doing, so you can communicate it better with your engineer. You got the example, the live demonstration of it, and now I hope you have a better understanding basically of what to call certain things when you want to go back in the song and do stuff. So the reason why I wanted to do this video is to give you a way to better communicate with your engineer, so there's less frustration, and so the session will go more smoothly. And so that's why I wanted to tell you about what lead vocals are, where your hook should be, where your verse should be, what backgrounds are, what are ad libs, what are doubles, what are ins and outs, and show you those examples so you know what to listen for, not just for yourself when you're doing music, but also if you want to practice looking out for those things in songs that you're already listening to. So like if you listen to the radio, try to pick out the vocals, like, oh, those are in and outs. Oh, that sounds like this person did a double on that verse. Or just something to be able to train your ear to be more used to hearing those things and identifying those things. You know what I mean? So this will help you in your session, basically. As you saw in the demonstration I gave you, there were a few parts where the lines might be a little blurred. So I did ins and outs slash doubles, where I did every other phrase or every other word, but I also did those 2 times. For me, doubles fall under backgrounds. Most people, when they do a double, that means that they have like a lead verse, right? Or a lead track. And then they have a background vocal that is the lead track again, them saying all of the words all over again, and that would count as a double. Well, I doubled in and outs, if that makes sense. So I did ins and outs, and then I did ins and outs again. So now I have my lead vocals, and then I have an in and out, and I have an in and out. So that's 3. So my lead is in the center, in and out is on the left, another in and out is on the right. If you know where I'm trying to go with that. If you want a breakdown of how I personally record my tracks and how I layer my vocals, then let me know in the comment section down below, or you can email me at info@LexCATL.com. That email is going to be in the description below, so don't worry about forgetting it. But yeah, I hope from this video you have a better understanding of what's a verse, where should my hook be, what are leads, what are backgrounds, what are ad libs, in and outs, doubles. I just hope you have a better understanding, and I hope that it helps your sessions go more smoothly, because now you'll be able to better communicate with the engineer what you want to do. If you want to do things over, you can now tell the person engineering you where to go back to, not just that part that I just did. Say, let's go back to the verse. Let's go back to the hook. I want to redo my in and outs on the hook. I want to redo my ad libs on the verse. I want to double that. I want to put more backgrounds on this part. You know what I mean? So it's really just a communication thing. I'm trying to bridge that gap between new artists who don't necessarily know what it's like to record in the studio and don't know the lingo and what to say to communicate what the artist wants to do. So it's going to make your session run more smoothly. It's going to be less irritating for the engineer. Take it from an engineer who happens to be an artist. It's going to make things go by. Look, it's finna be a breeze, okay? So I hope you liked this video and I hope you learned something today. If you enjoyed it, please give me a big thumbs up, and also make sure you hit the subscribe button to see more content like this, and hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I drop content like this. If you have any questions, if you have any requests, always feel free to leave those requests and questions in the comment section down below, or you can email me at info@LexCATL.com. That's in my description box down below so you don't forget. But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in to another video with me. Until next time, peace.
What you doing to him, Lex? What you doing to him? What you doing to him, Lex? What you doing to him? What you doing to him, Lex? What you doing to him? What you doing to him, Lex?
What is you doing, baby?
What you doing to him, Lex? What you doing to him?